What is up, everyone? This is me, Prasanna Balakrishnan, back again. This time for another match review of Chennai Super Kings versus RCB that took place yesterday. First things first. Thank you to everyone. I've just hit 200 subs. The road to 10K begins now. Let's see where it goes. And I will be doing regular IPL CSK content like this since I'm a big CSK fan. And and yeah, let the thing go on. And I have a very good friend of mine, Meet Shah, who is a very big RCB fan. He has been supporting since the time of Dravid. And hey, man, how have you been?
Hey, how's it going? Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great time. Thank you again for having me, Prasanna. It's been going great, man. Not so good considering how two games have been for RCB in Dubai. Been missing India a lot right now. We were performing great back in India, and I think since Dubai, the team, I think the way the whole team management and the whole team was designed, the way combinations were worked out on, I think India pitches in India would have been much more reliable for the team. So those things are worked on. Hasaranga was definitely a good addition. He has been doing good stuff over there, so that is definitely something I'm looking forward to. He probably he'll probably have a long run in with RCB, but let's see.
So you've been a fan of RCB back from the Dravid time. So 2000, what are your your earliest memories of RCB?
So earliest memories of RCB, 2008, the first IPL. I believe I was in sixth or seventh grade back then, and it was amazing. Like seeing somebody like Jack Carlis, Rahul Dravid, Kevin Peterson, and all those players playing together. It was something completely new, and I was not into soccer back then, so I didn't know the whole thing of franchise cricket or any franchise sports, how it works. It
Or
was
even
really
clubs for that matter.
yeah, like it was really, like I was not into clubs. Like I support Manchester United and stuff like that and all that. It came afterwards, but that whole scenario was completely new. Like I never knew how this franchise works, or oh, it's complete. Like we are seeing multiple players from completely different teams who have never probably even talked before playing together, and it was surreal. First year was horrible for RCB. I believe we ended up last. And second year we were finalists against Deccan Chargers. So that was great. Yeah, I have a little bit of memories from that year. First year, I think there were a lot of good players we had. It was Virat Kohli's first year. He had a horrible year, but Virat was there, and who else was there? I can't remember a lot of. Praveen Kumar was there, I believe. Praveen Kumar was also part of
2008, right?
RCB. Praveen, yeah.
Yeah, so
So
I think even Ross Taylor was there, I remember. Ross
yes, yes,
Taylor,
yes.
Wasim Jaffer, and them and there.
Daniel Vittori was there. Wasim
Yeah.
Jaffer. Yeah. It was a phenomenal team. Yeah.
So let's just talk about the game. And obviously, you talked about the way you played in India. You won your first four games. You were going on a very good run, and then Chennai beat you back then in Mumbai, and you kind of been not been on a great run. I think after that you beat Delhi by one run, and after that you lost to Punjab. Then the IPL had to stop, and now it's back in the UAE. And first game against KKR, I mean that was a total shambles.
Yeah.
First to last. I mean,
It
never
was
worked,
bad.
nothing worked out for you. And again here, so what do you is it just the captaincy issue, or is it the management issue, or is it
It's
just the combination of everything?
I think after 10 years of Virat leading the team, captaincy is not even in the picture. To be very frank, like the way first game, I can understand that. Oh, we had a horrible start and just nobody was able to grab that partnership on. But when you get a stand of 100, 120 runs, 110, 120 odd runs in 12 overs, and from there, when you are able to only score 150, 160, that's horrible. That is where the whole middle order, like I personally felt De Villiers should have stayed all the way till the end. The shot he played was against Shardul. That was a pretty rash shot. Not something that you see De Villiers usually play. But again, not blaming him a lot coming back to not playing international cricket and coming back after almost a span of 5 6 months. It's hard. Similarly for Maxwell, he was amazing in India, but UAE it's definitely not going to suit him. So that was always going to be a scenario with him. That is an advantage that he bowls, and he did show us that he picked a wicket here and there, so that definitely helps. But besides that, I felt the whole team was just disaster, and I still don't understand why Azruddin is not getting a chance. That guy has been performing really well in the in the domestic circuits. He has been doing great in practice games, training sessions, and stuff. So him not being there over Shrikar Bharat is very weird. Rather have ABD keep wickets, but he can bat. So I'll probably think of it as that sense. And also, I felt Kylie Jameson has to be in the 11. That to me, I mean, personally, letting go Morris was itself a huge mistake. But once that has been done, and when you have gotten Kylie Jameson, dropping him makes absolutely no sense to me, at least.
Okay, so we go about the captaincy and to this game itself. So here, I presume you're able to see the playing lineup we had for that game. So for this game, from the last game, you took out Sachin Baby and put in Tim David, and you took out Kyle Jamieson and put in Navdeep Saini. Did these changes make any sense to you?
So, like I mentioned, Kyle Jameson and Navdeep Saini, definitely not. Reason being, Kyle Jameson again would have been very crucial over here. Siraj, Harshal, Chahal, Hasaranga, they walk into the team. So there is no option about that. And again, I felt getting Tim David was a good call. But instead of Sachin Baby, if you wanted a batsman instead of David, go with somebody who has actually done a lot on slower wickets, especially Azharuddin. And the way he has been playing, he's from Hyderabad, so the wicket over there are particularly known for the turning tracks and stuff. So that definitely would have been a great advantage. And also he has been performing. He has been in a phenomenal form. So I think that definitely could have been helpful. I hope he gets his chance in UAE. I think he'll be a great asset.
I mean, I wasn't a big fan of this Avery or Maxwell dropping down from number three because number three of RCB have tried many combinations, like many players, like Washington Sundar, it hasn't worked. Patidar, it hasn't worked. Now KS Bharat, it's not working. Do you think Maxwell or ABD could probably play at number three if Kohli is, since Kohli decided to take it upon himself that, okay, I'm going to open. Do
So
you
that
think it would be better for ABD or Maxwell to go at number three because that way they can probably face more balls, take their time, accustomed to the wicket, and then go 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 for it at the end? Or what do you make of it?
Absolutely. So that has been the issue with the whole management, I think, and probably Kohli's part as well. He has not exactly been using Maxwell or De Villiers up to their potentiality. I feel like honestly, De Villiers any day, hands down, anything below number four is not right for that guy. He is gonna be my number four at any point, whether it's 8 runs for 2 wickets or 800 runs for 2 wickets. It genuinely does not matter what format is it, what exactly the situation of the team is, because that guy is just crazy. Like just having somebody like him at number four, he can handle the whole innings. He will make sure that he will stay till the end. For him, the only job, as simple as it, for him, the only job you have to give him is just make sure, oh, even if you go at the third over or the 13th over, your only job is to make sure you finish all 20. And he's
Exactly.
one of those person, like he will take it up on him. He's not gonna throw away this wicket. Once here and there is completely different, and definitely something that we have missed today. I mean yesterday in the game. But besides that, he's crazy. That's that. And Maxwell number three is also something I've always supported. I've also believed that he plays pace and speed equally well. So and it's T20, right? So at the end of the day, even if he's coming into pressure, if it's power play, if you are like 8 for 1 or something, or 15 for work, fun for one, he can come, and if he starts clicking, he's gonna accelerate it. The fact that he worked very well in India was because there were times where he came in early and he had time on him to get him settle in, and he ended up scoring some 35 ball 80 and stuff like that. So he has been phenomenal in that sense. But again, like I said, for that you need more time. Not everybody is like Dre Russ who can just come and score a 12 ball 50. That usually doesn't happen.
So yeah, and see the scorecard here. Obviously, CSK won the toss and choose to bowl and choose, and you want to even Kohli said at the toss he wanted to bowl on this Sharjah wicket. Then obviously every cricket fan would know that even if you spit, it goes for a six. That's how small it is. And the way the innings started, it was going actually pretty well, and Kohli started well. Padikkal was getting into his flow of runs. Padikkal has been superb for RCB. I'm not going to lie.
Amazing.
Last
Yeah,
two
yeah.
seasons,
Great
he's
addition.
been
Great
probably
addition.
he's been probably your best batsman. I will put him as your best batsman, or
Totally.
hands and shoulders over anybody.
Totally.
So
Yeah, yeah.
and so yeah, after that start, you literally didn't carry over. I mean, even let's talk about that start even. So 90 for Nola at 10 overs. On a shot on that shorter wicket. I would say it was a good start, but I won't call it a great start. A great start would probably something be like maybe 110, because although you don't want to put pressure too much on the batsman coming in, do you think it was a
Well,
good enough start? Or
I think somewhere this is genuinely my feeling that CSK was actually hitting the lines very well. They were being trashed, at least in the start, first 10 overs, they were being trashed here and there all over the park. But I think they were bowling good lengths. And that always gives you the result back, right? Like they were at least 20 runs shorter than the way they started. They instead of 110 in 10 overs, they were 90 because of hitting good lengths. And at the same time, I think Kohli and Padikkal also knew how RCB has been over the years. They knew that once after a good partnership, if it breaks, it's going to be house of cards. To be honest, this is not the first time that it has happened with RCB or any bunch of teams. As a matter of fact, not every team has Dhoni and that kind of middle order and can take it all the way till the end. Make sure that in last 2 overs we can go for 25, 30 odd runs and make sure that the total goes past 180. Anything I felt 175, 180 would have made a huge difference. Those 30, 40 extra runs would have made sure that we get first win in UAE after almost I think 6 losses, but made it 7 now. So that definitely was an issue.
and yeah, and after that you see AB de Villiers just got for 12. He hit a six. Then next to 1 or 2 balls he got out to Thakur. Maxwell couldn't get things going. Then
Yeah,
Tim
yeah.
David never got going, and it was, would you say it was,
I
I
think
personally I called it on my channel, and as it was, Bravo was brilliant, Thakur was brilliant, our dead bowling overall was brilliant. I mean, last 5 overs when you concede just 38 runs and you take 5 wickets, that
exactly.
itself is half the game won.
That's true, and I think also the second thing was the whole approach of RCB, in my opinion, was actually pretty sad. Like they just came and kept slogging without getting into the game at any given point. Like, of course, I get it. The ground is small, but this at the same time, it's not a 10-meter boundary, right? You still have to connect the ball. A little bit of connection here and there is going to make sure the boundary will go all the way instead of hitting right in the middle of the bat. If it's a little up in there, it will definitely push it. And of course, the power will take the goal. There is pace on the ball, of everything. But with that said, you still have to connect that ball. The
Yeah.
issue that happened was even with De Villiers or Maxwell, I felt they never got the starter. They never got the time to get into the game. Instead, they just wanted to come bang, bang, bang. And that is exactly what costed us the game. If you see when Tom came to bat, same thing. He came slogging around. He had 3 overs to go, slogged around. Same with what's his name, Hasaranga. He started. He came. You don't connect from ball one, especially somewhere where there is you're already coming in at the later stage where the death bowlers are coming. And Bravo and Shardul, they have been amazing for CSK for years now. So you know that they're not just, they have the specialty with cutters. They are good with their finger ball. They have their knuckle ball and everything, right? So you have to get into the game. You at least need to pick those balls, and then you can try and target the balls, right? One of those things. I recently played the minor league over here, and that's what I learned about as well. Like you can't just go and start targeting bowlers. You have to get yourself time to get in, to see around, to feel the pitch, and then you can start your flow. So that is definitely something I felt.
And yeah, and as we see, the partnerships then 111, the first wicket fell, and then 140, second wicket fell. And then it never
That
really
was
took
House of
off after
Cards.
that. That
That was
was the
House
big
of
problem.
Cards. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you see the bowling figures. I mean, Deepak Chahar, first 3 overs, he went for 31 runs. He was getting battered all around. The last over, he was brilliant.
He was
And
amazing. And as you can see, the wicket that fell of De Villiers at 16.5, from there till 20th over. So that was almost 19 balls. In those 19 balls, we got 15 runs, and there were two wides in it. So with bat, we only scored 13 runs. That's horrible.
and people forget to mention Jadeja's four overs, none for 31. How crucial that was in the middle. Even though
That
he
was
did
good.
pick up a wicket,
In my opinion, everybody's gonna say that Bravo was amazing, Shardul was amazing. Not gonna take anything away from that. But the way Jadeja bowled those 4 overs without, of course, one hit here and there is gonna be there, but to bowl that on a trot and making sure that the game does not slip away when they have the two classiest batsmen all set, and that too. Again, this is something I keep telling. When a lefty and righty combination partnership builds, it's very tough for bowlers to get that wicket and get the game back in the hand, because you have to keep varying your line and length according to two different batsmen in two completely different segments. So the way your ball will react to pitching on the righty will not it's not going to be the same exact thing it will do for the left-handers. So those kind of things was definitely amazing. The way CSK managed, and especially Jadeja, he was amazing. That was really good spell by him.
Yeah, and you ended up on 156 for 6, and then obviously came the CSK batting. I mean, you look at that batting and you look at the contrast in both the batting scorecards. First two, in RCB, first two players, they get the highest runs, and after that, literally negligible, like
Of
negative
course.
contributions. But here, almost everyone has contributed runs. That is what you need. That is why it's called a teamwork.
Yeah, yeah, of
Everyone
course.
needs to contribute. I mean,
I,
Gaikwad carried his form from the last game. He was brilliant till he got out. Fab du Plessis had started a bit slowly, but kind of grew towards the game. And then once both of them got out, it was only a question of how long it would take to just finish the innings. Because 157 of Sharjah, I don't think anyone is, even the probably the best bowling team ever would find it hard to defend that, because it's not
absolutely.
such a big total at all.
Absolutely. So 157, the moment we had 157 on the board, the half the battle was won by CSK. They knew they are in the game. They needed less than 8 and over, and even a single boundary in an over means the overs is there, and they were just trying to target those kind of things. All they needed was to make sure that they keep rotating the strike, not hit too many dot balls, and they will reach the target easily. And that's exactly what happened. The way Ruturaj Gaikwad, in my opinion, has been the find of this IPL. That guy is phenomenal. He's very classy. He has his shots. He has good patience, and I'll also give a special shout out to Venkatesh Iyer. That guy has been amazing as well. I've just seen him. I think he has just played two games. He
Yeah,
hasn't got a game before in the first phase of IPL. In the second phase, he has been terrific, and even Rutraj Gaikwad. I really see these guys, and I feel like okay, Indian team is in very safe hands. I'm looking forward to see them in blue jersey in near future. But with that said, he has been phenomenal. He has given really good starts to CSK this season, and even like a couple of times last season. And hopefully he continues. So the way he started with Faf, it was seriously, it was just one of those things where they did not need to take any risk. And RCB bowlers, I think I'll give credit to them. They fought their hearts off. They knew they didn't have a lot of thing on the board. The batting unit has not done their job right, and that's the most easiest way to put it. The middle order has not done their job, and it was on them now to make things right if there is any way they can do it. Of course, it was going to be a tough challenge, but especially the way they both started, Fab du Plessis and Ruturaj, it was phenomenal. Uh, he looked very good he looked in a great test, by the way. Um, Raidu.
I do.
Raidu
Yeah,
played, yeah, Raidu looked really good. He was looking very smooth. He was connecting the ball well, and last game I think he got injured. But
yeah,
this
yeah,
game,
yeah.
yeah, he had a minor issue last game, but he looked really good this game. I thought he will finish it off. I did not think that Dhoni will get a chance to bat today. But Dhoni back at finishing the game, so that's also good news.
I mean, yeah,
But
it was.
overall, everybody contributed.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? It was only a question of who was going to finish it, not a question of if CSK is going to finish it. Just
Yeah,
only
yeah,
a
yeah,
question
yeah,
of who.
absolutely,
And you
absolutely.
see the bowling figures. Chahal was a standout. He bowled brilliantly today. 4 overs, 1 for 26, and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
took that first wicket. And that catch by Virat Kohli, it was absolutely brilliant. I
It
mean,
was it was it was a phenomenal catch. It was really
exactly. I mean, to get a set batsman out at that time was very crucial, and
crucial.
you
Yeah, yeah.
saw the effects. The next over itself, he brought in Maxwell, and Duplessis tried to sweep, but then another good catch by Navdeep Saini, and suddenly you kind of see things turn on its head a bit, because you have two
Exactly.
new set batsmen at the crease, even though the target is not that big. So, did you fancy RCB had a chance at that point, or were you like, we still need
Genuinely
two or three more
speaking,
wickets?
as an RCB fan, I felt we could have got a chance if we got a couple more wickets there. As a cricket fan, I knew it still won't make a lot of difference because there were a lot of runs on the board to save. I think these things would have made a difference, like I mentioned, if there were 20, 30 or more runs. Of course, anything below 200 is not the par score in this ground, but at the same time, when there is 170, 180 and asking rate is almost over 9, that there is a pressure. That pressure is what gets you play wrong shots, cross shots. shots you usually don't go for. So I think those kind of things would have happened if there was that extra pressure or that extra push that they would have to go for.
And yeah, and after those two wickets fell, as we were talking earlier, Raidu and Moin Ali, they just battled on the situation. They got one boundary in over, and the other balls they just took singles. And
Exactly.
even when Moin Ali got out, I mean, it was just okay. There's just another wicket, but this is not
Yeah,
going to mean
big
anything.
deal. Exactly. Totally, totally. I genuinely felt Moeen Ali as one down has been a masterstroke by Dhoni, just one of his gazillion. But he has done great job as a one down batsman. He last game was a forgettable one. Of course, you have one on and off game, definitely. But besides that, he has been great at one down for CSK. And also, huge fan of Raina. But seeing him right now, I genuinely feel this might be his last IPL. He doesn't look as comfortable as he used to look on the pitch. The inside out shots that he used to play against pace, it's not at the same par now, and he just does not look in the go now.
I mean, last against Mumbai, the way he batted, I genuinely wanted to know if he really wanted to play this IPL because
Exactly.
he looked absolutely out of sorts, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, really? I mean, he was ducking short balls, trying to just get the random shot out. I mean, his batting made zero sense. But that's just you see that we CSK fans obviously Dhoni and Raina have been cult figures over the years, and you know seeing without them too how the team is performing,
Yeah, no,
and that's
definitely he has done a lot for CSK, and there is nothing, not taking anything away from him. And at the
absolutely.
same time, coming back to IPL and or such competitive cricket after almost 4, 5, 6 months, it's going to be difficult. Getting yourself right in right away in the zone in first game, it usually doesn't happen. It's of course they're professionals. There is an on and off switch they have mentally, but at the same time, just charging yourself up and getting yourself in there is going to be very tough for them. So I personally felt it might still take a couple games to get every players in there and give their absolute best. Like RCB in first game and second game, there is a difference. I feel really bad for SRH the way the if Williamson and both Warner both are not triggering, so it's getting tough for them. But they will still like one of those things. They'll get in and get them set and stuff. But with that said, I think just the usual right now is something I feel is missing. Maybe he's not in the zone or he's just out of the context. I feel, but in my opinion, I think this might be his last IPL for the best or for the worst.
We have to see that because obviously next year is the mega auction, and
Mega
we don't know
auction,
how many
yes,
people are they're gonna be retained or RTM or whatever. So speaking of RCB's chances this season, you've lost like what, like three in a row now, including the Punjab game, which was
yes,
just before the
yes, yes, yes,
IPL stop. And so Sunday, tomorrow you have Mumbai Indians, and after that you have Rajasthan, and then you have Punjab, and then you have SRH, and then I think you finish your campaign against DC, Delhi
yes,
Capitals.
yes.
So, do you see RCB getting through the playoffs? I think they will get to the playoffs. Just they'll probably scrape through, given the way they're playing. But how do you see it?
So genuinely speaking, at this point, it looks like we might end up in number three, number four. Top two is definitely out of the question right now. The way team is, and also at number three and number four, it will depend on the kind of selection and the kind of uh, combinations that management goes with. Right now, KKR is looking in a very good touch. They have won game and they look hungry for wins. At the same time, RR is making a comeback. They are trying to fight back. SRH and Punjab, I feel, might be completely out this year. Even though they have good squad and not taking anything away from them, but I feel those two teams are definitely out. For number four, I think it will be a fight between RCB and KKR and a little bit RR depending on how the next couple games goes. But with that said, I genuinely don't feel again this year will be RCB's year because combinations are not working for us. To be very frank,
Yeah,
the
because you mentioned
bowling
KKR are coming back. We all know Mumbai Indians. They start slowly, and by
they'll
the
pick up. They'll pick
tournament
up
end, they just rise up like the phoenix, and they just
exactly,
get wins from literally anywhere and everywhere.
exactly,
And
exactly.
you have Rajasthan who are on and off. Punjab they beat, although they beat Hyderabad today. They should have chased down the last game against
Yeah,
Rajasthan. I
yeah,
still don't
yeah.
know how you
That
don't
was
score
horrible.
four of the last over.
Amazing bowling by Tyagi, by the way.
Yeah,
That was
that was great.
great. That was great effort. I'm just loving that youngsters are stepping up and
Yeah.
performing like amazing out of the box. But with that said, that was a winnable game. 2 overs, 8 runs. It can't get any easier than that. After that, it's your game to lose. no matter how good of a bowling it is, right? There is always, and it's not like they had like 9 wickets down or 8 wickets down. They had like eight wickets
Exactly.
in the head. I think they were 2 or 3 wickets down.
They were just 2 down, by the way, in the last over.
Exactly. There we go. Yeah. So that was really horrible, and especially when the batting of that caliber, someone like those batsmen are batting. I didn't see a reason why, like Nicholas Puran, he was looking very good and throwing away wicket like that. So I think that was their game to lose. But yeah, besides, even after all that, I feel RCB will qualify for playoffs, but might not go all the way. It will be very tough. And genuinely speaking, to win all the way, I think De Villiers will have to step up, and we need one extra batsman, somebody who is good at slow wickets. And I don't think Sir Tom is an answer for that. I genuinely feel they will have to try Azharuddin at some point. I think his inclusion in tomorrow's game will basically set the destiny whether we are going all the way or not.
Yeah, so we have come to the end of this. It's been over 25 minutes. I thought of probably, I spoke to you earlier and saying that, okay, we'll try to put this down to 10 minutes, but literally we could go on and speaking on and on. And
Oh,
because
absolutely.
that's the way it is. We love cricket. We can speak on it forever. We would never get tired
Absolutely.
of it. And
Absolutely.
but anyways,
Absolutely.
thank you, man, for coming on. It's always good to talk with go up with fellow friends and fellow fans who love and understand the game well. And obviously, being an opposition from fan perspective, you would kind of give what your point of view, being that team fan is, being on the losing side or on the winning side, whatever be it is. To everyone who's watching here, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification to get more notifications every time I upload videos like this or go live. And as I keep saying at the end of every video, stay safe and wash them hands.
Stay safe, everybody. Take
Yeah.
care.